It's time for a tip from the team. Today's question is, what is post-traumatic stress disorder? Offering a tip to address this is SRMC licensed mental health professional Kristen Rose. Kristen, can you go into detail about what is PTSD?
So PTSD is often associated with the military. I think most people assume well, I'm in the military and I can't get PTSD, or I don't know anybody who has it. But it's actually often associated with a lot of other things. It can be something like an assault, a traumatic robbery, a car accident, anywhere where you feel your life may have been threatened. And some of the symptoms can include being hypervigilant, which means that you just have a very increased awareness of everything going on around you. So walking in a grocery store, you can name everybody around you. You know exactly where all the exits are. It can also mean increased irritability. And this is because your brain is just constantly checking for things, that it's kind of exhausting, and it leads to increased anxiety. People who suffer from PTSD often have some anger management issues because they're just extremely irritable. There's also nightmares and difficulty sleeping, and this is because your system has gone into a fight or flight response when you experienced a traumatic event. And sometimes your brain can just get stuck there. So a lot of times it just means that you can't sleep because you hear every little noise. And so a lot of times people don't really recognize that that's kind of what they're suffering from. And loved ones don't always realize it too. The best way family members or any loved ones can help somebody that they see suffering with PTSD is encouraging that person to go talk to somebody. The other piece is too, just being patient. It doesn't get better overnight. It takes a while to work through some of those things, and for that person's body and system to recognize that they're safe on a day-to-day basis. And the third thing I would say is for family members to be supportive is to ask the person what they might need in that moment. If they're in a grocery store and they're kind of freaking out, having that family member maybe go walk them to the car. So asking the person what they need is probably the best way to support somebody who's suffering from PTSD.